Hey guys, I missed you. Hope you're doing well. And today I ask, what do you need to let go of? I'm gonna make this real quick and real simple. Basically, I just need to let go of all the extra stuff that this channel doesn't really need. You know, I'm not the most controversial person in the world, but I definitely can afford to talk less, do more if you smell what I'm stepping in. So, that's it. Basically, let's have a little bit less of the social commentary. We'll have a little bit here and there, but let's focus more on the reason why a lot of people come here. This beautiful game. Got some cute little snow going on, and let's be quite honest, there's enough going around on this island right now to discuss on a daily basis, so let's focus on that. Starting with focusing on this little area right here. So basically we have a little orchard going on over here. I noticed lots of people build orchards and little farmlands and whatnot, but nobody ever includes their palm trees. I mean, coconuts matter, right? Sure, you just kind of sprinkle them along the beach, but like, why not have like a dedicated area to have your coconuts? And in case you are unfamiliar with how to put a coconut over anywhere other than the beach, once you have terraforming, you just put a little splotch of sand. You can kind of see it right there underneath there. And you can basically just plant your palm tree right on top of that. I went with a little well over here, and what we need is some sort of item over here that will be the centerpiece of this little back area. But I really love it. I feel like it kind of has one of those like Legend of Zelda kind of themes going on right here. So that's pretty dope. And we're going to move a couple of our villagers over here to fill up these spots right here. I'm thinking it's going to be Fauna and somebody that I can't remember off the top of my head right now. It's going to be Fauna and Renee. Because Renee's a horse. And of course, horses. Horse. They like apples and hay. Or not hay, but like wheat, which will be over here. So that's where we're going to move them over here. Speaking of people who moved, in case you missed it the other day, we moved Camofrog up to his own little island at the very top of the world, and it wasn't to be cruel to him. It was quite the opposite. It just was a really pretty little area. So let's go check it out right now, because I have something that belongs to him. I was on earlier this morning, and well, as a grumpy villager, he likes to sleep in. So he wasn't available at the time, and currently he is out and about. So I'm not here. Very straight and blunt. We are currently in the process of getting this area all nice and pond worthy. So we have like a giant pond with a back facing waterfall over there to create the illusion that it goes over into the ocean back on the over there. And then we have like a little frog pond over here. What I need to get is the, I can never pronounce it, like the karaoke or whatever it is. Get those things and kind of decorate this area to be very frog friendly. As my favorite animal, I mean, should I not be frog friendly? Got here just in time for the fountain to spurt upwards, I think is the word we're looking for. Cool. Yeah, it caught Carrie off guard. She was like, oh, dang, it's 2 o'clock already? Man, I gotta go do anything other than be right here. You go, girl. Actually, I should probably stop following. I'm just like stalking her now. These trees are placeholders. I'll replace them with just hardwood trees, maybe. Actually, I don't even know if I have them there because there's supposed to be like a pathway that connects over here. So these side trees might stay, and then the other trees will disappear. But we're really coming along. Hey there, Leaf's here today. We have this area over here as well that I want to have like a flower garden of some sorts with the fountain, but I might just end up doing with the fountain and then putting a neighbor, maybe Bubbles or something, in an area where I'll put the garden behind them. But basically, there's 7 different colors in a rainbow, and then you get to choose either black or white. I'm choosing white for this, and then there's 8, different flowers that grow in Animal Crossing, and basically we're going to have a rainbow with the colors, all the rainbow colors, plus white, and I'm going to create like a little garden where they will all be like kind of like in a row or something. Like it sounds very simple as I say it, but once we put it to like actually apply it, it should look a lot better. Um, where is my frog boy at? That's the $1,000,000 question right now. Oh man, if I can find where I put it, I might share a screenshot that I have with you guys. Basically, Punchy, who is a lazy neighbor, so like bugs and whatnot. I caught him sitting up here, and he was just like eating like a donut or something, sitting next to some silverfish or whatever those things are, the wharf roaches. And I'm just like, that is 100% what I would expect from him in the most adorable and disgusting way possible. This over here is we're going to move the museum, and the idea with this is that we're going to try to create like a duality of ecosystems where you can catch all the different fish over here and then also catch all the different bugs over here. So we got a pond over here, which already has a fish in there. And then we also have like a little river area that goes to a waterfall down there. And then the ocean's also there as well. I might put like a decline or something that goes down that way. And then this half is supposed to be for like bugs. So I don't think flies spawn this time of year, but they're supposed to be by the little dump area. I might try to rework that one, but I also chopped down a bunch of trees over here so that bugs can spawn on the stumps. I don't know if bugs spawn between cedar and hardwood trees, so I put a variety there, and I know that certain beetles also prefer to be on palm trees. So I'll put a few over here as well, so ideally you should be able to get any kind of bug this Sunday. I'll get some turnips from Daisy May, and I'll be able to put like one turnip or something around over here as well so that we can get some ants as well. So that's the goal with this little area. One thing that I'm a really big fan of is the bridge over the waterfall. So over here, I'm going to put another bridge, one of the big arching bridges. It's this thing I like to do where I try to show you with my hands, but then I remember that this is a pre-recorded video. You can't actually see what my hands are doing. But basically, it's going to be a big bridge that goes right over this river, and it'll connect to the other half. One thing that is impossible to really explain, but I'll try anyway, is this area over here. I'm going to try to put like a mountain peak of some sort. Basically, I'm going to put a fourth floor that you can't put anything on top of it, but you can put vines around it. So it's supposed to like representative of just like a big area. And then what I'll do is like I'll have like big circular area. I'll have the vines hanging off of it, and then I will put like a moat around that one with another layer, and then there's going to be a waterfall that comes down, and then the waterfall will then continue to trickle down into this basin area, and at some point it'll connect to this river that I started right over here. So that's what we're doing with that one right there. And still have no idea where my frog boy is. I don't know if he's outside, if he's inside. I guess at this point he's probably inside, but the question then remains, where? Inside where? Where is the frog boy? We'll check over on this side of the island real quick to see if we can spot him. But if he's indoors, anybody who's tried to find a villager can attest it is very difficult to find them when they're inside somewhere that isn't their house. So hopefully we'll have some good luck and grace. Basically, this book earlier, I was cleaning up the island and I found it, and I talked to, I believe it was Carrie. No, it was Fauna. And Fauna was like, oh, no, that's the Toads book. I'm like, oh, really? And it was like super early in the day, and he was still sleeping. So I guess we'll check out here first, see if he's trying to buy himself some pants finally. I doubt it, but possibly. And no, he is not here. But while we're here, we might as well buy a new outfit, because this one is 1 day old, and we don't wear clothes more than a day old, right? Okay, maybe we do, but let's check out what they have for sale. See if we can find something. That's not bad. Tight knit sweater. That is so basic, but it might be so what we're going to wear right now. Yeah, why not? There's no gray beanie, but we can get this beanie. And oh, but they have gray shoes too. Yeah, all grayed out. Perfect. We'll run with this for the day. But we came for the toad, and the toad is not here. So it's time to move on to Nooks. Hopefully he might be over there. When the update comes out, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but one of the things that they're introducing is you can use your microphone on your Switch. Oh, he was on his way to the shop, but basically you can call out to your neighbors through your microphone. So like right now, I'd just be able to go Camel Frog, and basically there'd be a little pop-up that says I'm here, and it'd be in the direction of wherever he might be on the island. So it's a lot easier to locate wherever he might be. But he's happy, I'm happy. Things pretty good. And I even got a couple extra Nook miles for my trouble. What we're going to do next, real quick, we're going to head on down to the Mystery Island and see if perhaps we can find some bamboo. That's the main thing we want, is some bamboo, because I'm an impatient turtle. And if I can find trees, or in this case bamboo, that is fully grown, I'd rather just snag that rather than have to wait for it to grow. But we'll see what we end up with. It could be anything, honestly. Maybe we'll find vines and glow moss. Actually, that reminds me, I haven't been to the DLC in a hot moment. There's probably plenty of vines and glow moss over there right now, just waiting for me to pick it. Which reminds me, I should probably try to find a good place to put some. I could put the glow moss over by Camel Frog's area, since we're trying to go for that kind of like cool little, pond chic. I'm trying to go for like kind of like a marshlands vibe over there with the bamboo and lots of ponds. I've noticed that on this island, compared to previous islands that I've made, I have a lot more water features going on. I'm a big fan of the water, but I've just felt like in the past haven't been able to use as much because I'm trying to use a little bit of everything. Like, oh man, I've got to put mushrooms over here, we got to put some pine cones over there, we got to just kind of mash it all together, and ultimately, I just kind of like don't give myself room to put a whole bunch of water where I really wish I could. So that's what we're doing with this island. I have the ability to put a lot more water, and I'm just basically trying to get away with that one. So things look good. We can always get rid of water if we have too much later on. Reminds me, there's a hey, look, glow moss and vines, just like the doctor prescribed. So we're just gonna snag all this stuff, and yeah, see where the Dewey on the beach is. My pockets are kind of full, but not too bad. So normally I have this bad habit of also taking all of the what's it called, plumeria bushes as well. Again, I'm very impatient, and having to wait to talk to a teacher every single day in order to get enough plumeria. I'd rather just have a whole bunch. I'll probably stock them away somewhere for the future. But once the update comes, we won't have to worry too much, because at that point we'll be able to actually put all of our spare bushes inside of our storage unit. So that'd be pretty cool. Find a little gyroid over here. Gyroids are so interesting in Animal Crossing, in my personal opinion, just based off the fact that how they started and where they're at. I'm like, when they first started, I didn't understand them, and it was basically me thinking too far into it. They're just whirligigs that make random noises. That's it. If you're expecting a gyroid to be anything else, and I call them gyroid, they're probably pronounced gyroid, consider that they gyrate. But if you're expecting them to be anything beyond just a gyrating thingamajig, then you need to curb your expectations, essentially. And that's how I was back then, because it just made no sense. Like, it's literally just a contraption designed to make noise. There was no rhyme or reason behind them, and I didn't understand. Like, you can always chalk it up sometimes to say, oh, maybe it's just a cultural thing, right? Maybe in Japan, gyroids are popular, and because I'm an American, I just don't quite understand it, but who knows? I think ultimately the answer came out to be just I thought way too far into it instead of just enjoying them for what they were. And that's essentially what I already said. They're just noise making whirligigs. And do they need to be anything beyond that? Short answer, no, not really. Got room for 3 more plumeria bushes. I'll probably put these in my stockpile that's over by my businesses. And I don't know where I'm going to put them just yet. I mean, you would think the ideal place to put them would probably be along the beach. It's going to be a long time coming before they actually bloom on my island, but we'll figure it out. But in the meantime, thanks for your time here. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Love you guys, God bless, and I'll see you real soon.